Good. Cahir, look, and thanks for coming in today, Minister. I've been listening to this debate upstairs before I actually came down, and over the last few weeks, obviously post-budget, there's been an awful lot of commentary in relation to the decisions that were taken and in advance of this bill. But I do have to just ask people to think back 12 months and to think back even further, 24 months, and consider the position we were in, consider the prospect, the uncertainty that COVID presented. Pre-pandemic, we were concerned at what might be remaining post-COVID, and I think it exemplifies the position of the government and the decisions that have been taken over the last few years, how difficult they were for taxpayers, for businesses, for employees, for the country. And I think sometimes in these debates we lose sight of that. And to be fair to both Minister McGrath and Mr Donoghue, the budget that was presented a number of weeks ago is something I think that surpassed many people's expectations. If you take that last 24 months of COVID and the pandemic into account. Minister, I just have 3 minutes, so I'd just like to raise a couple of issues close to myself. First of all, I'd like to mention the VAT exemption on defibrillators, which is going to come into effect from the 1st of January, and it's something that I've campaigned on for a long time, even before I got here to the Dáil. I've lost count of how many motions I put down at various county council meetings over the years in relation to this matter, so it's just something that I would like to welcome. I know that a number of communities and sporting and community groups across the country will welcome that initiative. Secondly, I'd like to mention the temporary business energy support scheme. For certain people, I know that I've been listening, as I said, it's not going to go far enough. I've listened to those people suggest it's not going to go far enough, but then they've kind of paused and didn't really progress on to what they would do. And while the temporary business energy support scheme mightn't be enough, particularly for larger businesses or for larger consumers of energy, I still think as an initial initiative it is to be welcome. And I know that once it's up and running, it will give some kind of certainty to businesses and give them some clarity as to what they can expect in terms of government support. The third issue I'd like to mention is the benefit in kind, Minister. And I know I've been beating the drum for this for a number of weeks now, and like a broken record, but I do believe that benefit in kind initiative, albeit it was legislated for the 2019 Finance Act, I understand it's legislated for, but again it just comes down to an issue of timing for me personally. And I think at a time when people are facing increased energy costs, increased cost of going to and from work, I'm just not sure that now is the time to be putting it in place as of early 2023. So I would hope that it will be reviewed again into the new year, and I will make that call again. And finally, I'd just like to mention the defective concrete products levy. Again, it's an initiative that I would have spoken out against over the last number of weeks. I welcome the compromises that have been reached. I welcome the fact that that it's going to be reduced from 10 to 5%. I welcome the various exemptions that are being considered. But at the end of the day, for me, again, it's about timing. And when we are facing the budgetary surplus that we've had this year in particular, again, I would just ask both yourself and Minister McGrath to question the timing. And as I said, at a recent meeting of backbenchers of my own party, we understand the principle of it. We agree with the principle of it. We're not arguing against that. But again, it just comes down to the crucial aspect of timing in this matter. Gormago Cahir.